My name is Lisa Ann Warder Hathcote King Brimmer. I use Lisa Ann Warder Maiden and Lisa Ann Warder King. I also use Lisa Ann Hathcote, and I keep reporting these simplifying neighbors of mine to to no avail. The police won't do anything about it because they're involved in it too. And my landlord, Kay Revis, is also involved in it by the way she acts towards me and the tenants from the cul-de-sac down the street, which are her tenants, are also involved. And Wagner Public Works keeps trying to shut my utilities off or charge me double and triple what my actual utilities are. I mean, this house went from 5 people to 6 people to 3 people to 1 people, me. And my electric kept getting higher instead of lower. It kept getting higher and higher. Then 2 of the people messed up the electric box, and I only had electric in about a third of the house. And my bill still kept getting higher. And I kept getting shut-off notices, or they would just show up to shut them off. And I would have to call and pay a bill. I got a bill for 2 weeks with 1/3 of the house actually working for $393. And I'm not even using the washer and the dryer at that time or the central heat and air because it doesn't work because the 2 guys that left the last messed it up where it wouldn't work at all. And I paid the $393 even though I wasn't going to argue with them anymore because I pay my bill in full every month. Every month is paid in full with at least a $100 credit and sometimes a $200 credit. But every month I still owed a bill. It didn't matter what time of month it was. I couldn't get a check cashed here in Wagner. I keep calling the police on these people. The police won't do anything. They sit out there and laugh with them and encourage them to do this. This is what Simplify is. It's through the jail. It's no military honor. It has nothing to do with the military. It has to do with police officers, the city, the county, highway patrol, trying to pick and choose who they give distemper to, because that's what Simplify is. Simplify is simplify, stupefy, testify and rectify. But only these police officers don't tell their little groups that are called the elite in Muskogee, the long arm of the law in Tulsa, above the law in Creek County, and I don't know what they call it here in Wagner County. But basically all they get is because they simplified. That's why they go around doing this to people. They torture them, be mean to them, trying to get them to sign off their inheritance or commit a crime or take the blame for somebody else's crime is exactly what they do. But this has they're everywhere. They're in the courthouse. I went and got copies of my divorce papers, and the divorce papers I got were not my original divorce papers. They said something about an Aspire Visa that I have not ever had any credit cards in any of my divorces. But I was a bona fide resident in all of them, and bona fide is not used in any of my original divorce papers. I couldn't get a check cashed here in Wagner anywhere. No one would cash a check. I had to go to Muskogee to get them cashed. And the more people that moved out, you would think I get food stamps. They kept reducing my amount of food stamps by the number of people that were here. And when I was here by myself, they still reduced them to where they're almost cut off. And I was getting $190 a month. My rent's $850, plus my gas, my water, my trash, my sewer, and my electric. And I only make $8.99 a month. And when this all started back in April of 2019, I've been my parents passed away in 2018, dealing with their probate, dealing with another probate from Mays County that the chancellors over there, which are relatives of my father's, that passed away on January 1st, and my mother passed away on January the 18th. And they were married legally, and they were considered common law at first, but in 2006 they were married legally in front of a preacher. And they both passed away, one at St. John's, one at St. Francis, and they both had health problems, and I was at home taking care of them. I inherited everything they had, and ever since then, I've had nothing but chaos. And I'm half Cherokee through the Cherokee Nation, Northeastern Band, Tahlequah, Oklahoma. And I've also been trying to do my tribal stuff for my ancestors on my mineral rights and my land. And I also know that my grandmother won the largest mineral rights suit ever to be settled in the state of Oklahoma. And somebody is trying to give me distemper, because that's what Simplify does. It's called Simplify because of distemper. That means you have distemper because you went through their jails, and that's why they have them doing this. Well, I won't Simplify. So they have managed to mess me all up on my utilities. First, they made me carless, homeless, and penniless. In Catoosa, auctioned my house off for somebody else's tax lien. Kept breaking into my house there. They've broken into my house here at least 15 times. Taking things, stealing things, putting them back. Actually taking them out and broke some of the windows. I broke some windows because they just kept beating on the windows and wanting in, so I busted them and told them I'd make it easy for them. But I still won't Simplify. And I have followed everything to the letter as far as my probates go. The probate in Mays County did not include one of the people's trusts that they were probating, which involved all the land, all the business, everything else. It was a revocable trust. And I reported them to the Bar Association, to no avail. And then I had problems with the acting chief of police in Catoosa, Oklahoma, in Rogers County. He's the one that made me leave my house 3 times, threatened to burn it down, and he did put me in jail for no reason on a Saturday, let me out on Sunday, and everybody knows that you don't go to jail in Rogers County without seeing a bondsman or a judge before you get out of jail. Well, I got out of jail on Sunday and signed a piece of paper, and I don't even know what it said other than a CDS from 2014, which I knew was not mine because I had not been in jail in 2014 at all. I got out in 2013 in December, before Christmas, as a matter of fact. These people have followed me from Rogers County to Creek County to Tulsa County to Tulsa County to Creek County to Muskogee County to Wagner County, and they're still following me and still trying to get me to Simplify, and I will not Simplify because I know if I Simplify, I won't get any of my inheritance. And I sure would like to know who left it up to the police stations to decide who gets it and who doesn't. I won't claim to be innocent, but I have not done anything ever that was so bad that I didn't deserve my inheritance. And when you have the chief of police and the police department not helping you and helping other people steal everything out of your house, because when I was in jail, they let someone go in my house and take everything of value out of my house and right down to the patio furniture off the porch. And nobody saw anything. And the U.S. Postal Service, that my mom had the same postal lady for years. She lived there for over 34 years. That lady stopped, honked, called me a fucking bitch, and drove off. Then she stopped and honked and told me I was selling drugs, using drugs, and snorting drugs, and drove off. I don't care who you are. The U.S. Postal Service is not supposed to treat anyone that way. Here in Wagner, the U.S. Postal Service gave my mail to one Janelle Sanders, works for the city of Wagner. She's a city council member. Her husband, Max Sanders, was also, who passed away. But they gave her my mail. And in Creek County, the things that were happening out there were just unreal. But I'll have to save that for a later date because I'm going to upload this right here and get my thoughts and my notes together, and I'll get back with you because I'm out in this Simplify for everything it is. Everybody in the whole world needs to know what these people are doing to people.